What's up, everybody? This is Paying Dues. I'm Jamey Rose. With me today, a little bit of an audible, but the guy who always comes into clutch for me, Russell Talks Jimmy Hart himself, Phil the Future. What's up, Phil?
What's up, Jamey? Glad we've been tagged in.
Oh, yeah. You know, when I need my enforcer, Solo. That's who I call. So tonight was a pretty good episode of Raw. That's kind of hard for me to say because it's been pretty raw lately, but been a pretty good show. So with that being said, is there anything you want to touch on before we get into the review for tonight?
If there's anything I want to touch up on, not something really in specific that I want to say. It was overall, I think it was a very solid episode.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I feel like once we come across the certain subjects, think there might be one or two things I might want to say, but other than that, I'm good for right now. So let's get rolling.
I'm with you on that. And with that being said, that's dog water. Alrighty, so we started out the show with Sammy and KO opening up the show to start the first hour to talk about the challenge that was laid out by Paul Heyman on SmackDown last week. So pretty much we got Roman and Solo versus KO and Sammy for Night of Champions and Saudi Arabia for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships. Sammy goes out there, he cuts out a passionate promo, pretty good promo. KO looks like he needs some therapy out there. He is just done. But then Judgment Day, they come out to interrupt, and KO cuts them off. Pretty much says, "Hey, we could fight." Priest, he's like, "Okay, buddy, if you're feeling froggy, let's hop." But they're out there to wish them luck against Roman. Yep, they're out there to wish them luck against Roman and Solo. Pretty much, Finn was like, "Yo, if y'all beat them, if y'all beat them, we're next." And then they pretty much fought off, and then the announcement was made for the match, coming up later on in the night. But I think that was a good way to pretty much, start it out, set up your main event for the show, pretty much get your talking points in and sell your pay-per-view that's next Saturday. So
Absolutely. And the fact that Dom still cannot get a word in whatsoever.
Love it. Love it, man. Yeah. So next off, we have Shinsuke Nakamura. Yes. Go ahead, Phil. I know you want to
do it. Release my inner Rick Boogs. Shinsuke Nakamura
versus The Miz. Obviously we start out chanting tiny balls. The crowd, they're on fire with the opportunity to say tiny balls. Shinsuke takes control first off in the match, and then, him and Miz have a good back and forth before the break. Another back and forth after the break, and then Miz cheats, hits the skull crushing finale, fails to, pick up the win because Nakamura puts his foot on the rope, and then hits the Miz with his finish. 1, 2, 3. And that was pretty much it for the match. A match that pretty much happened because Miz has tiny balls, allegedly. That was my thoughts. I thought, okay, Raw's going to be more like that. So,
I mean, the whole thing basically happened because what was it? Yeah, Miz decided to have Shinsuke. I mean, we all know Shinsuke showed up on Miz TV, gave him that Japanese say, pretty much complimented him with his, Japanese saying. He's like, well, what does that mean? Once he really liked them, everyone started saying it. He's like, well, what does it mean? It means tiny boss. And then of course we had, and then last week when Seth beat when Seth beat Shinsuke and when Finn beat Miz, what I think Miz and Shinsuke, I think Miz was saying to Shinsuke, like, if you had my back and if I had your back and you had mine, we would have won our respective matches. And then of course Shinsuke, like, how about we settle this way? I have the best way. Shinsuke Nakamura, yes, versus The Miz. Wait, what? No? And it's going to be awesome.
Yes, sir. Cam, what's up? What's up, brother?
What's up, Cam?
Yeah, man. I think, you know, since Shinsuke's been back on the shows, he's been pushed very well, put in good positions, and I think Triple H does have a pretty good role for him, you know, moving forward. So
he's definitely going. I still, you know, you already know what I think about him, but like I honestly, like, with all the kidding stuff aside, though, again, like you're saying, I still think, you know, Shinsuke is, they are starting to treat Shinsuke a little bit better than previous bookings, and if they keep booking him the way they are right now, I definitely see him hunting the world heavyweight title within the future.
I hope so, but at the same time, I have a feeling that they're just going to end up feeding him to this guy. I mean,
okay.
Look at that guy. And that moves me on to actually, before this, Corey Graves did a sit down with Seth Rollins. This was pretty cool because, you know, they talked about the tournament that was for the inaugural NXT championship, and you know, two of those guys that were in the finals were on this show tonight. You know, you had Seth Rollins, who won it, and then you had Jinder Mahal, which we saw later on in the night. And then we saw some kind of some highlights through Seth's career, and we saw some footage of the Shield and got a Dean Ambrose cameo. That was a little nice. Boo. Anyways, with that being said, you know, it was a good little sit down. You know, they're pretty much saying, hey, Seth has been here before. He's been an inaugural champion for whatever, and this is Seth's ball game. So definitely building up Seth as a liable, you know, winner in this World Heavyweight Champion showdown. So, and yeah, so moves on to the Battle Royale for the #1 contendership of the Intercontinental Championship. You know,
my God. Oh boy.
how do you feel? You're feeling something.
The moment of the night for me. Holy shiznits.
This was your moment of the night?
I mean, this. Okay. Let me reword that. Let me reword. This was. It wasn't exactly like the best moment of the night. Just, oh my God, when Ali won, I flipped my lid. I marked out like a child watching his idol literally win the title for the first time. Like, yo, I did not expect to see Mustafa Ali win this match. This blew my mind.
You know, I absolutely disagree with you. You know, you look at these guys on the field, you know, you have Baron Corbin.
Well, you have a lot, yeah.
You know, you could have at least made him something. You had Bronson Reed pushing him as this big behemoth monster. Heck, you have Riddle right there. You have guys that's been there, climb the mountaintop. You got Gargano. You got Dolph Ziggler. You have JD McDougall. Or,
JD Mc, don't Google me.
Don't Google me. Yes. Which actually I'm excited to see what they do with him and Ziggler. That's going to be pretty fuego. You got Cedric Alexander, who you make look like a clown. And then you have Mustafa Ali, who is someone that they've been pretty much jobbing out 2 guys on the roster. And then, I mean, I don't want to be that guy. I really don't want to be that guy. But, you got to have the guy with the heritage at the Night of Champions in Saudi. And it's not going to be pretty for him, unfortunately. Because Ali's going to win. But come at the pay-per-view, he's going to be unrecognizable. Because, like my boy Finesse says, that boy Gunther going to pack him up. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. And when I saw that,
he won because of his heritage. He's Pakistani.
No, but that's what they do. But when I saw, but it doesn't even matter about his heritage. He's been a job guy on TV. And with that being said, I mean, I get it. I just
definitely. Well, then if it was because of his heritage, they would have let Mansoor win.
Would have been a better choice than Mustafa Ali. At least
he literally won his last match. He won his match though last week, and it was against Chad Gable, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, Masay might be a male model, but at the same time, or Mansoor, I don't know. They don't put him on TV every week looking like a joke. I mean, he might wear clothes like a joke, but
but yeah, honestly, yeah, there were a few.
Look at this guy, and then look at the ring hill. Look at him.
A well-proven heavyweight champion going against a I feel like I don't know, a cruiserweight that obvious cruiserweight, but somebody who I just feel like hasn't had I feel like we haven't seen the true untapped potential that he does have. But again, it's, I don't know. I'm not. I mean, with me being an Ali guy, I'm not going out there automatically saying Ali's going to win. If he makes an upset, it's going to blow me out of the water. That's for sure. But like, I feel like this could be something. This could be something. I know it doesn't look good on paper, but
I get the match. The match in the ring will probably make sense. The match in the ring will probably get the job done for putting over Gunther. But at the end of the day, when you're looking at it, just the booking of it just doesn't make sense to me. And I get it, you're an Ali guy, you like Ali, but at the end of the day,
yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
So
yeah. Nowhere.
So here's something we could probably agree on is this next thing. The Becky Lynch promo. What was that? What was that? Because for me, that was absolute hot garbage. It's just it was rough.
That's the thing. Becky usually isn't hot garbage, though.
No,
usually she's out there and just you know,
Since she's been back, it's just been horrible, man. I
don't know what it is, but
I-
apparently it's just she wants Trish at Night of Champions, and it looks like we're getting that because we have a contract signing next week. And it's most likely because since WWE has the deal with the Saudis, and as we know, the Saudis love their legends. So what better way to bring in a legend than to I guess squash this beef between Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus with a match at Night of Champions, even though that none of them are a champion.
Okay, so Shadow said, "Is Becky going back? Kill? Question
Yeah.
mark. She anti-hero? Question mark. She faced like what? So my thing with that, Shadow, is like I was watching this, and even at the first thing she said, I was like, who the hell does she think she is? The Rock? Like the promo, like wasn't even original. It was painful to watch. You know, I get it. You want to sell your pay-per-view. You got this whole shtick going on, but just it doesn't feel original. It doesn't feel right. Becky's kind of stuck in that point where they're trying to push her like she's a Steve Austin kind of slash Rock, just there, and it's not working for her. She's not that gal. She's just not. I mean, there was a point at time where she was, and that was before, you know, she ended up having a pregnancy and going away. And since she's came back, she just hasn't been able to catch on like she did in the past. And she hasn't quite recovered from it, even though she's came back and been champion and had a pretty decent run. She still isn't back to where she was before she took that time off. So
I don't know,
Phil.
Man, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I definitely see where you're coming from, especially when they especially with the fact that somehow when Becky and Lita especially had that match with Damage Control for the women's tag titles, and they somehow won the tag titles off of them. Like, it was an absolute what the hell? Like, what the hell was this? Like, I mean, yeah, that kind of does make Becky Lynch, was it like a triple crowner as far as women's titles?
Mm-hmm.
Is it one that she and somebody like Lita really needed though?
No, it was just thrown together.
Yeah, literally just thrown together with
just
a little bit of help from Trish Stratus. With a little bit of help from a good Trish Stratus at that point, but then everything just went.
You know, there's definitely multiple ways that they could have gotten to this match. I mean, I think it's going to be a decent match. I don't think it's going to be a great match. I have absolutely no expectation from it, just from what I saw of the work that Trish Stratus and Lita and Becky Lynch have done in the ring as of recent. Becky's done decent work, but just Trish's work since returning to the ring of recent just hasn't been good to me, hasn't been appealing. It's going to be kind of hard one to watch. I hope they're wrong. I mean, I hope they have a good match, but yeah, when it comes to just storyline issues,
there's just so much misdirection.
Yeah, it's just, you know, I think Triple H is trying to throw every bit of it he has on the wall and seeing what sticks, and there's still pieces hanging that he doesn't know what to do with. You know, it's in the puzzle. You know, he's trying to. This piece don't fit here, but I'm gonna try to make it stick. So, you know, so I'm feeling on that. Any last thoughts you got on that?
Any last thoughts? No, not really. It's just it's just trying to figure out how to put like literally the point of like trying to put all this together. I'm still not getting it. I'm still not getting it whatsoever. But I mean, I just wish we could just put something together that actually made sense.
Yeah. And, next off we go into a Rhea and Natty backstage segment. I when I was writing my notes down, I was like, there's nothing to write about. I can't stop like thinking about this now. When I think about Natalya, I was in a live with my guy Wooly Finesse, Pockets, and all of them, the round table. And something was said, and every time I think about it, I just laugh. And when I see it on TV, I just ball out laughing. I think it was Pockets that said this. Every time sees Natalya, she looks like Miss Piggy with all that surgery. That's the image I just can't get out of my head. And
all we need now is for her to go we just need Tyson Kidd to show up all of a sudden, just what's going on, guys?
But at the end of the day, they're just throwing opponents at Mommy, M-A-M-I.
Natty basically saying like, Rhea, don't get me wrong, you are probably one of the most dominating women's champions of our time, but you're not showing these people respect. When really Rhea looks at it like everyone else, and it's like, you're only doing this because when was the last time you were relevant again?
Right. And I
think that's what all of us really have been thinking. Like, yeah, when was Natalya really that relevant of a person? I consider Phil more of, oh my God. Yo. Is it because both of my parents are Canadian, Shadow? Is that why?
Hey, that's the thing. You're one of the guys, Canadian, eh?
Oh my God. I don't know. I really don't know. But the one thing though that does have me scratching my head after all of this was after that there was one thing specifically that really I guess the main thing that like had me focused throughout the entire night was that small little video package they put together for JD McDonough.
That was a good little package there. Great package. I definitely think they're planning something for him coming up.
Planning something that, I mean, I've been hearing one thing, I've been hearing another thing, and I feel like I'm starting to put the pieces together here.
Well,
I've been hearing JD, like on one side, I'm seeing JD McDonough is going to become a new member of Judgment Day. On the other end, Finn Balor is going to be kicked out of the Judgment Day. Does this come to a point where we kick out Finn Balor and in his place we put JD McDonough? Does the student overcome the master?
Or you do the storyline of student taking in or of master taking in student.
Master does bring student in, and then student turns on student turning on master. And funny enough, right after that video package ended and Kathy Kelly went to go find JD, if like I kid you not about this. I remember looking at that like just the moments when Kathy was trying to find JD. I saw Finn in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can clearly, like as clear as day, right there. That's Finn.
Oh yeah.
Was he watching? Now it's like, was he watching this the entire time?
Mm-hmm.
I'm, oh, man, I don't know. I'm honestly really scratching my head here because me looking at it, like, yeah, I understand the hype that JD McDonough would bring to the Judgment Day, but at the same time, I don't think it would be right to kick Finn out. I understand what's going on here, but I understand what people are saying and how it can come through, obviously because Finn and JD are both from the same area of Ireland. They're both from Bray County, Wicklow, and Finn did train him. But I don't know if I like the whole idea of him coming in just to then become the replacement. Like it doesn't click with me, but yet I understand why they want to put it together.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm still holding on to the thought of like if anyone needs to leave Judgment Day, it's not Finn, it's Damien.
I mean,
I feel like if anyone's gonna break out from the group, I mean, besides Mommy, which she is kind of her own entity within the group. I think if anyone's gonna do that, then I mean the opportunity is right there for Damien. I mean, I get it. They've kind of threw him against the mud for the longest time, and he hasn't been kind of worth of anything, but after the match with Bad Bunny, it shows, hey, I could go out here. I could be company guy. I could put over this guy who has next to no wrestling experience and put on a absolute banger with the guy. I'm a guy who should be in contention for a world title. That's the kind of guy you want to have in within your company. Judgment Day has no leader. Yes. Well, I think they're all collective leaders within themselves. So pretty much, yeah. Besides Dom, but
I mean, with Dom, I feel like, you know what, they're doing something right with Dom. If every time he goes to speak, he's gonna get drowned out with white hot nuclear heat of booze, because
that's how you know.
I mean, this happened. I mean, this happened with. I mean, it's happened to so many people. Like it's happened, like mostly though with somebody like Vicky, which we just. The only reason we did that though was just we could not stand the excuse me. But with Dominic, I mean, Dominic is just somebody you just love to hate. That's just how it goes.
Oh yeah. Anyways, I don't think we're gonna necessarily talk about the match with Xavier Woods and Dom. I mean, we pretty much watched it last week. Same song, different verse.
Remix.
Also, again, Woods got packed up, in the words of my boy Willie. So, got the backstage. We just talked about that. Veer. He was coming.
Returns to
Veer was
Monday
coming.
Night Raw alongside Sangha and their new manager, Jinder Mahal. Wow.
So here's the thing. Veer was coming. Veer came. Veer went away. Veer has come back.
in a tag team.
Vera's came again. I knew you'd come. uh,
Yep, playing around with a junior varsity guy, and as Corey Graves called him, the strongest guy on the swimming team.
yep.
He wasn't wrong though.
Yep. Tag team squash match. Jinder Mahal tried to talk on the mic. He looked intimidating as hell while doing it, even though I didn't understand a thing that he
That's
said.
Hindi for you. That's Hindi.
But it's all right because it got the point across. Hey, these are my guys. Don't mess with them. So,
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I think right after he did that though, like, he put on a headset next to Corey and KP and said something. I forgot. I don't really quite remember what he said, but honestly though, it's better. I think it's better off for Jinder Mahal to be a manager anyway. Like, we didn't really care for any of his wrestling whatsoever. So him being a manager is probably the best position.
what? What? Say that again?
The most hated pop in history will be done winning the universe.
No, forget the comment. What did you say about Jinder Mahal?
I think he's better off as a manager.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god. Stop fucking lying.
We're not going to dismiss this man. A former United States champion, a former WWE heavyweight champion, the modern day Maharaja.
We're really, oh my goodness.
This guy in 2017 had a phenomenal run.
That's what am I talking
I was
about? Do not
maybe I'm the only guy in the room that actually enjoyed that title reign. I enjoyed it.
I mean,
people booed it. People hated it. That was his job. The Bollywood boys, they did their job, got their asses handed to by Randy Orton on a nightly basis. It was a great run.
it was all right. It was pretty all right for what it was. I will give it that. Like, maybe I think at that time I was sort of wanting Shinsuke. I was hoping Shinsuke would take it off him at SummerSlam, but it did not happen the way that I wanted to, unfortunately. But
that aggression will not stand, man. Just it will not.
He lost power after cutting off his hair.
Oh man. Also, the 10th thing I wrote down in my notes here: Kevin Owens needs counseling. And Kevin Patrick announces the they didn't announce it, but the Imperium guys pretty much called out KO and Sammy. So pretty much this is my prediction for next week on their partner. Obviously, it's Ali. Prince Ali. Yeah. Can we cut off Ali's hair?
He looks beautiful with that mane.
Alrighty, and at the top of the second hour, or top of the third hour, while people are changing their channels, you're looking through, you turn on to USA Network, and what do you see? An actual wrestling star. And that is one Cody Rhodes.
Wow!
Does a great job selling the match with Brock Lesnar at Night of Champions, talks about the next big thing, but when you figure out that you're just a thing. So, good wrestling promo from Cody. Cody's going to go out there. He's going to Cody. My favorite simp is here. Travis, what's up, buddy? Anyways, with that being said, you got any thoughts on the Cody promo?
I mean, I think it was a very solid promo overall. Like Cody starting it off by saying like saying that it was it had history because of Starcade. I was like, okay, bringing us a little bit of history. Not bad. And then, of course, bringing in the whole random, the whole random story of the scorpion and the frog. I'm a little bit like, wait, what?
Probably an old Dusty story.
Probably something Dusty told little Cody before he went tonight, baby. If you know what,
pretty much the story of Dusty and Sting, but
I mean, I guess that how it would have gone, but either way, they somehow made it up in the end.
I just can't wait to for the Saudis to throw a bag at Cody and then he comes out as Stardust. That's gonna be great. Anyways,
no.
Moving on to the next order of business, Raquel Rodriguez. That's a mouthful. Just why can't you just call her Raquel Gonzalez versus Zack Ryder's wife? Anyways,
okay. The one thing I had a gripe about right with the beginning. I don't know who the hell was on the mic that night from Victoria, BC. Chelsea Green.
That was
what
Samantha.
The fuck?
That's Samantha.
Samantha, what were you given specific instructions to say Chelsea's name like that? Because I just like no. Don't do that again.
And then Graves on commentary talking about like how Chelsea said that she's going to try to bring some championship gold to the motherland of Canada, unlike the hockey teams that would be the Oilers and the Leafs. Nobody's going to disrespect the Buds like that. Come on, Corey. Come on.
Corey.
And that's hockey talk.
Oh no, I know. Oh, I know that's hockey talk. My dad is from the Toronto area. Like my dad's from the Toronto area. He is a Maple Leafs fan since day one.
And I've been a Maple Leafs fan since like a month and a half ago. Anyways, Kel Rodriguez gets the win. And then we have before we get started on what happened after the match. What do you think is the appeal with Raquel? I mean, can you tell me what is her gimmick?
At this point, I don't even know because
she's got a back. That's the gimmick.
She has
back muscles.
Oh my god! Look at those back muscles.
Well, yeah.
Like what is this? Is this like that one anime Baki? It's like she got that damn demon back. Like what the fuck?
Oh man.
Honestly, like Raquel even had that thing back in NXT when she was a tag team champion and when she was the women's champion. Just the fact of showing off them back muscles. Like I even remember even when Raquel wasn't really that popular yet. Like
but she was Big Mommy Cool.
She gave literally she was Big Mommy Cool in NXT. Like even when she wasn't even that popular yet, like people were saying that they were getting China vibes off of her.
Mm-hmm.
And now
she's stuck in a throwaway random tag team with Liv Morgan.
Yeah, and before that, she was in a random tag team with Aaliyah, who has not been on TV for who the hell knows how long. Like, Raquel at this point is a 2-time WWE Women's Tag Team Champion, and it's been with 2 completely random people. Plus, she came out with the shades again. Like, she came out with those stupid shades again, just like when she showed up on Friday with Liv Morgan, because they were trying to give off them little rave vibes.
Mhm.
Raquel with the shades and Liv with the leg warmers. Like, oh my goodness. And
Well, Trey thinks that Raquel should turn heel. I think that'd be cool. I
Well-
will say the best thing I have seen with Raquel is when she wears her Selena attire. You know, the purple and sparkles.
that was
Got me
actually
going bitty bitty bum bum. You know, that pops me every time she wears that. But you know, shouts out. Selena and Los Dinos. Anyways. You didn't make me laugh. I was laughing at Phil. What are you talking about, pal? Anyways. Ooh.
stupid. I'm not even gonna let you get the chance.
Go. Yeah, man. She and that's it.
But yet the biggest question we do have to face right now is what is the deal that was made between Imperium and Paul Heyman?
I'm not even there yet. My question is like, okay, Ronda Rousey's back on my television.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, lousy. Oh, yeah, rowdy Ronda Rousey. I mean, lousy Ronda Rousey. My bad. Oh my goodness.
Actually, I know what it's about, but
Get that garbage out of here!
okay.
Get that son of a bitch off the field right now. He's fired.
Oh my goodness.
Fired.
You're fired. No, but I mean, I think her and Baszler's gonna be better with the tag gold than who's currently having it. I forget at times, even though we just talked about him, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez. I don't like that Ronda Rousey is able, is going out in a wrestling ring. But I get it from a business standpoint. She has name power, UFC Hall of Famer, legit badass. But at the same time, it's like, oh, the promos suck. But at the end of the day, they're probably one of the only women in the division that are actually kind of established as a team. So it only makes sense. But I do like what they've done in the draft is draft some actual established women's tag teams. So yeah, I don't know. Just when you transfer over to MMA from MMA to professional wrestling, it just, I don't know. It just seems to not strike a chord. But with Hager, I do give him a little slack to the list. But yeah, I think if anyone could do it, it's probably McGregor. That guy can talk shit like the rest of them. So
50 cents a bitch.
Gosh, we should start talking about some MMA on here. But anything else, Phil, you want to say on Ronda or Shayna? Shayna's great. Love Shayna.
Shayna's amazing. Shayna's absolutely amazing, even for her age. Even though she's like, what, in her 40s or whatever. Like you could have. When I hear, wait, hold on. Trey said, when I hear Rousey talk, I rather hear Jake Hager cut a promo. Not Jake Hager. I miss Jake Hager when he actually could talk.
Yeah.
Other than saying, I love this hat.
Or, but the thing is, you say he
She's
used to be able-
43. Jesus.
Shayna Baszler, yes, and she's beautiful. Anyways,
Exactly. Yes. Yes. She's beautiful, even though she has no eyebrows.
that is a little concerning. But
Of course it's concerning. When someone doesn't have eyebrows, you know they're going to kill you.
oh, our resident simp.
Well, no, that's that's just it. Yeah, that's still him. But yeah,
gosh.
I just can't stand them and the terrible I just can't stand them and the terrible eye makeup when it comes to pay-per-views. Rhonda, what were you freaking thinking? That was ugly.
Oh goodness.
Exactly. Just
Only if he could. Oh my goodness.
I mean,
So,
he's wheelchair bound. So I mean, so if he had a broken arm, it's like you have a broken arm and you're in a wheelchair. So
Stop.
like,
stop. Oh my goodness. So now we're on to our main event, which is Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Judgment Day. So pretty much with that being said, we got the walls closing in on Sami Zayn and KO. Pretty much they're booking around Judgment Day. They're strong faction. You got them going head to head next week with Imperium. So I don't know, man. But it was fun match. These guys work well together. It was a B+ match. Ended up with some distraction from Imperium. Because Paul Heyman had to call in the dogs, make sure some dirty work was done beforehand. But talk to me later, pal. Anyways, with that being said, Triple H has been doing some good booking on that sense of it, making sure that everybody kind of gets their storyline in within that whole, like in the main nucleus of kind of what Vince Russo did. Russo was the best at it. I'm not a Vince Russo guy, but at the same time, I give him credit. Everybody had stories and everybody in the story mattered, which is something that just hasn't been able to be really caught on since. So, what do you feel about the main event? There was a lot going on, but what went on made sense.
I would agree. Everything on there did make sense. At first I was a little confused when I just saw Paul Heyman walking onto the stage with said red phone in hand, even though it looked like he just borrowed it from like, I don't know, like wherever management goes to like get a backup phone if they need one. Because I think it had on their visitor, like Paul Heyman, whatever. Mm-hmm. But like he came out and I'm like, wait a minute, Paul's watching this match. Why is Paul watching this match? And then Imperium comes out of nowhere from like behind, I don't know, around wherever the announce table was. And I'm like, oh, now Imperium's here. What? Like, wait a minute. I'm not. It's like it seemed like a lot was happening all at once where it was like I'm confused. So like, what does this mean? If Gunther shook hands with Paul Heyman earlier on in the show, does that mean now that the bloodline has some space on the island of relevancy for Imperium to be? I don't know. But I don't know.
It's just a way for Heyman to be on the show per se, because that's Heyman's a wheeler and a dealer. They could pretty much do anything, sway anybody. You know, he's just having people do bloodline business while they're not in the bloodline brand. So
Right.
nothing much to it. So any last thoughts on Monday Night Raw for tonight?
Very solid show. I will say very solid show overall.
It was a B- show for me for sure. It was really good.
Yeah, it was passable.
You know, definitely seeing that Triple H, is starting to take this into his own, having his creative team lay some foundations on what is to come for WWE programming. So that's always fun. I like how they've kind of thrown everybody in and pretty much making sure, hey, this is Owens and Zayn, and they are the tag champs, and here's all these targets on your back. Even your undisputed, reigning, defending, universal world champion, and the enforcer on the other brand, even and their cousins, the Usos. So it's kind of strange to see, even, because Vince back in the day, Vince notoriously isn't a fan of the tag team wrestling scape. So seeing Triple H really put emphasis on tag team wrestling, it's really exciting for me to see because I love tag team wrestling. So
yeah,
and I love watching these guys like Imperium. They're just straight wrestlers and they're established. So it's awesome.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, I was just gonna add in, yeah, you can tell that Triple H is really big on his tag team wrestling because, I think we kind of knew since we did not get, because I think they had to scrap this segment because of time issues, but SmackDown, the last SmackDown that we had, there was a scene that was scrapped because we were too busy. WWE was too busy making sure the quarterfinal triple threats and then the semifinal match were put together so that they solidified the champion on Raw and the champion on the person representing Raw, the person representing SmackDown for the world heavyweight final at Night of Champions. But what does this have to do with tag team wrestling? The scene that was scrapped is that LA Knight is forming a tag team with a man by the name of Rick Boogs. And I'm like, oh, I heard that, and I'm like, oh dear. Like, Rick Boogs has not, like, honestly, the time that Rick Boogs has been off television, I feel like Rick Boogs has lost a lot of momentum ever since that so fateful day at WrestleMania when he tore his quad while trying to lift both Usos. Ever since then, he's really been on just more of a decline because, well, first of all, he never joined back up with Shinsuke. He thought it would be cooler to team up with Elias. And, well, now that the two are separate, now Rick Boogs, I can't imagine what Rick Boogs is going to do to get him to team up with L.A. Knight.
Well, it's interesting to see. I've seen the IWC absolutely take a dog shit on it, but I think it's going to turn out being somewhat entertaining and really good. They see a guy like Rick Boogs. He's charismatic. He's big, so gonna have LA Knight take him under his wing a little bit, and then eventually LA Knight or one of them's gonna dump one or the other. It's gonna start over and try. They're gonna try to at least try to launch off Rick Boogs as a serious competitor with that. That's the thing about LA Knight. He could stalk on the stick. He has the tools in the box. He could get himself back over like it's nothing. I'm not worried much about LA Knight. The company's already shown that, hey, we have confidence in you. You're good, and they're still gonna push him. It might not be in the way that everyone thinks he should be pushed, and that will come. It will come with time, but let's give him a chance to cook. Sometimes even I'm really guilty of it. You hear me tonight, but sometimes you take a step back, let him cook. But is it with gas or is it with grease? What do we know?
We don't know. We shall see in time.
Anyways, tonight was solid action, storyline heavy matches and segments, and emphasis on the tag team titles as being a top prize on Mondays. So it was a good show for 3 hours. Kept me entertained because normally for 3 hours, I'm normally checking my Twitter, doing other things. So kept me involved, kept me good, and really enjoyed it tonight. So with that being said, Phil, where can we find you, brother?
Well, if you want to find this handsome devil right here, you can find me on well, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter.
Go ahead.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Twitch, Clapper, and now on what is that place called?
Social Pack.
Social Pack. There we go.
On Google Play and iOS. Friend of the show, the Alpha Wolf Sean B. That is his app. Anyways, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 places you can find my boy. You can find my boy.
Absolutely.
You didn't know Big Boy get down like that? No.
Yes, absolutely. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Find him at Phil Da Future, DA, as in like Da Bears Future. Anyways, you can find me Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and probably at your mom's house. Jamey Rose X. And with that being said, we are paying dues. See ya.
Well, take care, man. Gotta get back.
Sure. Take it easy, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I know that you will.
Yeah, well, the dude abides.
The dude abides.
Later.
Later.